Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Laura Train Mama, and today I'm going to be reading you something slightly different. It is a story that you may not have ever heard before. This story is called Pop Comes to Seward's Yard, and if you think of this little fellow like Trevor from Thomas the Tank Engine, you'll get the right kind of vibe for what kind of engine or machine that he is. I hope you enjoy the story. This story is also from the series Victoria's Taunton Tales. Pop had been in the barn at Mr. Andrews' farm for quite a long time. His safety valve was broken, which meant he couldn't hold enough steam to work anymore. A few weeks earlier, Victoria and Mr. Seward were helping with the harvest at the farm, bringing the grain from the threshing machine where it was stored in the farmyard. They had seen Pop in the barn, and Victoria had asked Mr. Seward if he would help him. Mr. Seward had said, "I don't see why not, but it will have to wait until we finish getting the grain in." After this, Pop was really hoping Victoria and Mr. Seward would help make him better. But as the weeks passed, Pop had nearly given up hope of ever having fire in him and rising steam again. Victoria had now finished the harvest around the farms and fields. Mr. Seward and George started to clean the threshing machines, ready to give them an overhaul before they were needed again. Victoria knew Mr. Seward was a very busy man, so she wanted to ask if he had been to see poor old Pop. She thought Mr. Seward might have forgotten about him. She plucked up the courage to ask the question, "Mr. Seward, have you had a chance to see Pop?" He gave her a big smile and said, "I promise I'll go and take a look at him in a few days." A few days later, early in the morning, George came and woke Victoria. "Come on, Tor, we have to go and drop some wood off at Mr. Andrews' farm." She was happy to be going out, and as George was getting her ready, he said, "While we're there, Mr. Seward is going to take a look at that engine you found in the barn." With a full head of steam, Victoria couldn't wait to get out on the road and to go and see Pop again. "Oh, I do hope Pop can be fixed and come out with us," she thought to herself. Soon they were on their way. Victoria couldn't go quickly enough. Chuff, 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 chuff went the steam from her chimney. Come on, we're going to help dear old Pop," she puffed along the road. When they arrived at the farm, Mr. Andrews was already in the yard waiting for them. The doors to the barn where Victoria had seen Pop were still closed, so she thought to herself, "Poor old engine, stuck in that dark, dusty barn with no one to see or talk to." After sorting out the wood delivery, Mr. Seward asked, "While I'm here, I wondered if I could take a look at Pop." "Of course," said Mr. Andrews. "We don't use him anymore. We haven't looked at him for ages." This made Victoria feel very sad. She enjoyed being out and about and working with Mr. Seward. It wasn't nice to think of Pop being shut in the dark when he really wanted to help with the work too. Mr. Andrews and Mr. Seward opened the barn doors and the sunlight streamed in. It was so bright after being shut in the dark that Pop had to squint his eyes to see who was there. Victoria looked in through the open doors, and there was Pop, looking very sad, covered in dust, with bits of wood and metal leaning against him. They gave each other a hopeful smile. Mr. Andrews started to move the junk out of the way and said, "Shall we pull him out into the yard?" "Good idea," said Mr. Seward. "George, please bring Victoria in and she can pull Pop outside." Victoria was happy to pull Pop out of the dusty barn. She reversed up to him. Then Mr. Seward and George put a large pole between the two engines. "Come on, Pop," Victoria said. "Let's get you out of here." Pop was very excited, as he hadn't moved in such a long time. "Oh, I'm very stiff," he groaned. "My wheels really hurt." "You'll be all right once we get you moving again," said Victoria, and with that pulled him out gently of the barn. Pop was so pleased to be outside, and it was such a lovely sunny morning. "This is wonderful," he thought to himself, "but what's going to happen to me? I hope I don't get put back in that barn. Mr. Seward and George were having a good look around him. He looks okay, said Mr. Seward. Just a few things that I can see will need doing, but what a lovely little engine. Pop felt so happy. No one had ever said anything like that about him before. Mr. Seward and Mr. Andrews walked away from the engines and were chatting. Both Victoria and Pop couldn't hear what they were saying. Before they knew it, George had oiled Pop's wheels and he was being pulled behind Victoria on the road back to the Seward's yard. He couldn't be more pleased. Together, Pop and Victoria sang all the way home. Back at Seward's yard, all the dust was wiped away from Pop's paintwork and fresh new oil put in his stiff joints. He felt so much better already. As he was being cleaned, Mr. Seward said, "I think that you're going to be a great little engine for us." Pop wanted to say something back, but he just couldn't. Eventually, he went quiet. "Mr. Seward, am I going to be staying here with you and Victoria?" "Oh, yes. Yes, Pop, you are. We're going to make you better," said Mr. Seward kindly. Victoria and Pop smiled at each other. That night, they were both put in the big workshop with all the rest of Mr. Seward's engines. When the door opened, Victoria said, "Pop, meet all my friends." Pop couldn't believe his eyes. He had lots of new friends to talk to and had never been so happy. "In you come," said Victoria, "and I'll introduce you to everyone." At the back of the book, I love this section because it explains how a steam engine works. You can see the locomotive type boiler, and you can see all of the different parts from the exhaust, the smoke and the steam, the safety valve, the regulator lever, where the coal goes, the firebox, and how the pressure is high and it creates the steam from the boiling water. There's a little bit more information on the right-hand side. Thank you so much for joining me today with this story. I know it's something that's slightly different, but we also do have other ones in this collection. And so if you liked reading something different with me today and you want to hear more, please do make sure that you hit like and subscribe. That helps me to know that you like the content. Please do have a great day.